Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be Bisu, it's going to be Ample here on Eclipse. Top right, it is our yellow Terran player looking very smart. It is Ample. Bottom left, it is a Bisu. Alright, so by the time you watch this, you know that Bisu did not actually qualify for ASL 20, which is very sad. But he is an elder statesman in the Brood War scene. He is probably the best Protoss player of all time. He has a very, very long career with a lot of Premier Championships, and maybe he'll get back to ASL 21. All right, so Ample versus Bisu here. Going to be a PvT. Are we going to see a proxy of some kind? No, because there's not a worker already moving out across the map here. Maybe we'll see a gas block of some kind. Maybe we'll see some zealots inside Ample's main base. Yes, so here we go, throwing down a pylon at the top of the ramp, which means there's not going to be a pylon in the middle of the map here. And Ample says, okay, I'm going to prepare for a zealot. I'm going to go ahead and build the supply depot next to the command center. Walling off does not work. And we will see if I need to do marine micro between the command center and the supply depot or the barracks. Because, yeah, that is the only way we can keep them alive against the zealots that are surely coming here against a barcode Protoss player. From attempting to block the ramp there is our SCV, and preemptively blocking the gas block by starting a refinery on his gas and then not finishing it. I haven't seen that for a while, so Ample busting out an old trick, and it works still today. Oldie but goodie. A little bit of pro harass here from our guy, Bisu. Just this SCV going, la 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 la, I'm just building the barracks. Do, zap, zap. Ow! Ow! What are you doing? Here, repair me up. Nice repair up here. And finishing the refinery here. So, gateway, gas coming up from Bisu. Just early game shenanigans here. Early game harassment, as they would say in the United Kingdom. Oh, yeah, so last Friday, I posted my review for 28 Years Later, a movie that came out about a month or so ago. And yeah, if you want to watch it, let me know. I'll put a link to it in the description here, or respond to your comment with a link as well. It's a zombie movie. It does star some names that you maybe have heard of, like Rafe Fiennes. It stars Aaron Taylor-Johnson. It stars everybody's favorite actress. Holy smokes, I am spacing on her name. Plays the mom. Jodie Comer. I love Jodie Comer. You might not know her name, but you will one day. So, Cybernetics Core coming in. Excellent job. Everybody is standard right now. We've got ourselves a factory. We've got ourselves a Cybernetics Core with enough energy and enough resources to do singularity charging right now if Bisu wants. But I think he wants to expand, maybe? There you go. Singularity charge. And then an expansion here. So singularity charge before expand. Factory on the way here at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. A little bit early there. And the SCV says, how do you like it? How do you like being harassed when you're just trying to do macro? There we go. So the expansion of the Nexus thrown down at 3 minutes and 30 seconds here. So we got ourselves a Vulture on the way. We got ourselves an expansion on the way here at 3 minutes and 43 seconds from Ample. Hope you're having a fantastic August. I'm enjoying it here. It's been hot, obviously, but you know, 'tis the nature of the Northern Hemisphere to have it to be hot in August. But things otherwise have been good. Kid's been working on marching band. He's joining the marching band at the local high school. He's going to be a freshman this year. Yeah, so he's playing the clarinet and the saxophone because he's an overachiever that way. And he's out there in the hot, hot sun, marching, practicing. It's a lot, man. Like, I don't know. I had friends in marching band when I was in high school. Never really appealed to me, but he's sure into it. So we'll see how he does. Bunker coming up the front. Rex swinging in. 1, 2, and 3. We got the Marines inside the bunker. Barracks helping to wall off. Working on spider mines, as you traditionally do as the first upgrade in this matchup. And second gateway coming back in for Bisu. So, everything's looking pretty standard here, right? Robotics facility, this could be Reaver stuff. Probably not going to be Arbiters off of 2 base. We probably have a Stargate by now or a faster Citadel for that. So I'm going to guess not Arbiters here. But RJB said it's good replay for some reason, so let's give it a shot. Armory on the way from the Terran for upgrades, maybe for some Goliaths, maybe worried about getting Reaver dropped on this map. It's a pretty big open main base. A lot of space for Reavers to get those drops off on Don Chano. Observatory for now, no sign of Reaver tech. Vulture sneaks out without Vulture speed. Manages to get past the Dragoons with range without dying. Oh, might get intercepted. Oh man, look at this. Oh, he jukes the Dragoons. Lays a Spider Mine. Actually gets a connection on that Dragoon with the Spider Mine. Sick plays here. And then swing and down. Another Spider Mine gets laid and remains alive. This Vulture doing some work, man. I like it. It is going to be Reaver on the follow-up, though. It's going to be... did not take damage there. Well microed by Bisu. He is one of the best players in the world still at triggering a Spider Mine with a Dragoon and not taking damage from it, despite the fact that it's hurtling towards you as fast as it can, 800 miles an hour, and trying to explode you into a pile of goo. It's got to be a very scary thing for Dragoons to try to handle, right? Tanks out. Great. Further upgrades on the way for the mech. And a +1. No sign of siege tech yet. Now, maybe? Oh, now maybe. Now maybe. There you go. The third time he got 150, 150. He goes for it. Spider-Man at the potential third base here from the Protoss. Not that it's hard to clear out. You have Dragoons. You have Observers. Spider-Mines are not a big problem for you right now. It just means you have to reorient the Obs and a couple Dragoons over here to clear that out if you do want the third base in that location. And I'm not sure where Bisu would go for that third base. Reaver coming in. Oh, just kidding. He takes the third base down here. It's a bit of a ninja. Bit of an unexpected position to get a third base. We'll see if Ample can find it or not. If he goes for calm sats or just kind of ignores that whole thing for the time being. I mean, you do want to keep tabs on if it's going to be carriers or not. So calm sat's going to be a good thing to get. He's maybe just not scouting for where the third base is for the time being. Yeah, Vulture checks, no base here. Vulture checks, no base here. Spider-Mine checks, no base here. Siege mode done. Dragoons can't really do much there anymore. So by process of elimination, base has got to be here or it's got to be here. Those are the locations. Reaver into the natural. No! Missile turret says absolutely not. Get out of here. Get out of here. We have a turret. You have a slow shuttle. You're just going to take so much damage before you get there. You're going to die. So by process of elimination, there's either not a third base for Bisu or there's a third base in one of two spots. That's it. That's what we're scouting here. Trying to get up into the main base. There's a turret there too. Still don't have a speedy shuttle, man. Good placements on these turrets, by the way. Just really well spaced out. Not giving much of any angle. Any angle for these guys to get in there and get those Reavers dropped off inside your face. Or on top of your face inside your base. I guess that's what I was going for, right? Right. Goliaths for Charon boosters to further deal with the shuttles that are still being produced and the Reavers that are still being produced and the shuttle speed, which is underway and under research now. I feel like Ample's going to move out, maybe come to this base, put a tank here, maybe 2 tanks there, and then suddenly everything is in a lot of trouble. But Bisu's trying to keep the pressure on Ample. Bisu's trying to be like, all right, man, you don't get to go out there and kill my third base because I'm going to kill every single tank that comes out of your front door for the time being. Oh, there's the column stat. That's what I was wondering. He checks for what? Tech. He doesn't see anything. He's a Citadel coming in. If it's Arbiters, it's not going to be for a while. Zealots are going to be slow for a minute here, too. So he's like, maybe we can deal with ranged Dragoons and slow Zealots. What do you think? Yeah, got Goliath for ground damage. Got Vulture for ground damage as well. Is he trying to set up a third base here? I thought maybe he'd try to head down south for some aggression, but really seems like instead he's trying to cover the approach into this potential third base location. Has he got a command center? Yep. Started a command center up inside the main. It's looking pretty good here. Spider-Mines everywhere. Tanks everywhere. Going to be hard to get a drop-off inside that position. Ample knows what to do, lads. More and more gateways coming in, so I don't see a carrier transition anytime soon. Not that it can't be something in the future. For Bisu gets a 4th base up the left side. As I said, clears out the Spider-Mine very, very easily. And for now, it's a bit of a stalemate. Nobody can really get any major damage on the other one. I'm not sure what's died in this game other than spider mines, I guess. Spider mines have definitely died in this game. Maybe a vulture got caught out, but it's, I mean, resources lost are like 20 to 0 right now. We're scanning out, trying to see where the enemy is. It's like, all right, Reavers and Dragoons on the top of this ramp, and slow Zealots. Speed still isn't done. Starport on the way from Ample. We'll see if he gets some science vessels out. My guess is yes for EMP. Always good against Protoss, especially if they have High Templar, and it looks like we're going to get that here too. I imagine with the Templar Archives coming in, High Templar, Gatewayman, shuttle stuff is going to be the order of the day from Bisu, and he could definitely win this game. Without a doubt. Once again, I don't think he has scanned this base. But he has to know. He has to know that Bisu's got a third. If it was a 2-base all-in, he would have attacked. He would have more Dragoons. He'd have a faster speed upgrade for the Zealots. He would have gone for it. So the fact that he hasn't, Ample knows there's a third base for Bisu somewhere. And I mean a fourth base too by this point. Still no committal to an attack here. He is just trying to make sure that the Terran can't move out without the Protoss slowing him down at least, if not killing him. So, right by Tracy's Armory, billboard into the natural base we go. There's the unload. Zealot, and Reaver, double Reaver. And into the SCV line. Oh, the Scarab, they do make a connection there. I thought they weren't going to. Getting picked up and into the main base. Siege tank there. Oh my gosh. Scarab getting caught up on the edge. On the edge of those minerals. It's so frustrating when that happens. Behind the mineral line we go. Both Reavers are still alive. And Scarab, nothing. Scarab not getting SCV kills. That one connection in the natural mineral line was pretty good. Reavers get out of there, but it's still 61 workers from Ample. Vulture checks the base and says, you don't have anything here, man, do you? Gets a spider mine connection on a Zealot. Not enough to kill it straight up, unfortunately, for all Terran fans everywhere. They're tanky. Another base left side. Dude, Bisu's looking good. I know Ample got onto 3 base, which is pretty scary, but he got 1-1 upgrades on his mech, and it's a 1-0-0 for the Protoss right now. Working on further upgrades, yes. Psystorm coming in here, too. I don't know about coming down this ramp, man. Bisu decides he's going to do it. All right, down the ramp we go. Into the siege tanks, into the spider mines. Vulture's going after the Zealots. As always, backline of siege tanks hitting huge hits off, though. And this is just a clear out some tanks maneuver. I do not think Bisu thinks he can win this battle. Too many vultures remain over here for these Zealots to really get much done. And if the Zealots are all dead, then the siege tanks clear out the Dragoons. And just got to kill as many tanks as you can. And all your Zealots are going to die. You know it. I know it. And done. So there we go. Tank count is reduced. A lot of Protoss died there, but look, extra base. All right, 2 extra bases on top of what the Terran has means you can afford to do that a few times. Like, don't do it constantly. Don't just feed the Terran machine, but you can trade out tanks for army at this stage of the game. It's okay. Everything's fine. 134 to 135 supply. Again, the macro's going to kick in at this stage of the game, expanding to another base. Beast, I don't know about that. High Templar sniped. High Templar sniped. There we go. Beautifully done. Spider Mine caged in a corner. Ah, everybody dies. The spider mine careth not from whence the blood flows, just that it flows. Everybody dies to that one spider mine. Good golly. 151, 133 supply now from Bisu. See, he was even, but he's just macroing like crazy. He's got so much income to do it. He's back up to 2025 supply ahead of Ample, and he's feeling great. He is. He's doing okay. The tank count is a little bit too anemic for Ample to move out, and that's the kind of the whole goal here. Reaver top of the ramp. Dropship dropping. Oh, right here would be so a good cannon positioning, actually. Back here, maybe? Right here, maybe? He unloads the tanks. Ah, excellent, excellent counter to the Reavers here. Good micro, though. Unloading Zealots on top of this stuff. Picking up tanks, picking up Reavers. Spider-Mine shots do friendly fire damage, but also enemy fire damage, which is nice. Reavers do not do friendly fire damage either. He's trying to get these tanks in a position. Yeah, I mean, the cannon setup is just too good. Look at this. It's 2 cannons. You cover the front door, you cover the back, you cover the right side, you cover the left side. It's a small base. Cannons do miracles in that situation. Ample continuing to try to do what he can. The 1-1 upgrade to the mech is still a thing. The scanity scan. Sees the top left base that Bisu has. Sees High Templar coming out of the gateways. Says, I am in danger. The only way that Ample's going to win this game is if he goes for an attack now and starts on a rampage. If he lets this game continue from this point, Bisu's going to win it handily. Handily. Ooh, a +1 air weapons gets started up. Does he scan that? Nope. So this could be a fake out, right? This could be Bisu trying to make the Terran think it's carriers. Although the Stargate does get tossed up at the same time the +1 air weapons comes in. So maybe yes. Maybe that's what Bisu's going for here. I guess we'll find out. Vulture is trying to kill an entire Nexus. Good luck, guys. Probes transferring, unescorted, mind you, to all the way to the right side. We got Reavers inside the natural base. Again, I think that shuttle... Nope. Good SCV pull getting out of there. Does this have a... Nothing, Zealot in that shuttle. Reaver in that shuttle. Zealot's causing issues on everything. Reaver versus Goliath. Bam. Got him. Got a kill. 5 kills on this Reaver. And... It's like 1S. How is that 1? Is he dodging spider mine hits with these Reaver unloads? Oh, what a boss. More SCVs dying. It's 59 now. Remember it was 61 a minute ago? Did these Vultures get this Nexus? Holy crap, I think they did. Never mind. I thought they were never going to get it. And then they totally pulled it off. What magic was that? What dark magic was that? Dude, do you think the shuttle is empty? No, there's just a tank covering the area. All right, fair enough. So it's 61 to 75 workers. Bisu is up big time. Dude, the Reaver unloads and dodging of the spider mines. Okay, everybody dies there thanks to the Goliaths and the turrets and the siege tank. Cool. Well, the good news for Ample is that he is pretty even supply right now. He's got a giant, scary army. This top left base dies from Bisu. I don't think he needed it. I don't think he's all that worried about that base dying. But Fleet Beacon, additional Stargates coming in. Is he scanning this? No. It is definitely a carrier transition. As Bisu starts losing Zealots and Dragoons in upcoming battles, he will be replacing them with carriers. Oh, he gets tanks. Oh, DT to deny the tank shenanigan. He unloads the wounded tank. Sick micro, sick decision making there. And now he's attacking from the low ground to the high ground. That's the only place tanks can go without getting hit by a cannon. He's starting to wipe the cannons out as well. He can actually unload maybe the tanks right here at this point and probably be okay. He opens the door. The Vultures need to get in here. More cannons are coming in. We're unloading on top of the tanks. We're going to storm the tank. He dodges. Does he lose? He loses a tank there. Loses the dropship. Tank gets one more shot up before it dies. Vultures trying to jump into this base. A lot of Zealots, a lot of cannons. A little bit more of Storm coming in here too. Yeah, 200 energy is pretty good on that High Templar. 4th base for Ample. Looking fantastic here at 18 minutes. We are looking at pretty okay position for here from Ample. 4 bases is nice. He does another scan. He sees the carrier shenanigans. Yeah, sees all those Stargates running. That's not scouts, my friend. That is not Corsairs. Those are going to be carriers. Here at 18 minutes, this is why you scan. I have cast games where Protoss has gone for carriers at the 5-minute mark, and at the 10-minute mark, and at the 15-minute mark, and at the 20-minute mark, etc., 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 etc. We've seen carrier transitions at the 40-minute mark. Like, you just gotta watch out, man. Nice snipe on some High Templar there. Just because the Protoss hasn't gone carriers yet. Good storms on those clumped up tanks. Doesn't mean they're not going to eventually. Doesn't mean they can't. It's always in their back pocket. So Ample says, maybe let's get out here before the carriers are ready to go. We've seen this work. We've seen this kill Protoss players before when they're trying to transition into carriers and the Terran jumps on them just at the right time. And the Protoss doesn't have enough carriers to defend. And the ground army's not big enough to defend. And the carriers don't have enough interceptors. And they're still being produced because it takes 8 years for one to build out of a Stargate. Ample's coming to kill Bisu at the exact perfect time to try to kill Bisu. He's up 160 to 148 supply. The front door's getting absolutely busted wide open. I know that Bisu has other bases to fall back to, but this is where his tech is. This is where his Stargates are. The natural base he can afford to lose. The main base he cannot afford to lose here. Oh my gosh, while everyone's so distracted, the siege tank's going after the left side 10 o'clock base. They've got 2-2 upgrades. This Nexus is dead immediately. Psystorm trying to defend. The natural base is not dead yet. More Goliaths being added in all the time, just in case a couple carriers show up. Yeah, and then sending some tanks down to these bases to kill them too while you're at it. Not a bad idea. Bisu's attention is all right here. So carriers are out. We've got 3 of them. They're all desperately working on building interceptors, which takes a while too. It's a one-at-a-time situation. Holy smokes. And it's 3-3 Goliaths. The carrier upgrades are at 1-1, so there's better upgrades to the Goliaths here than the carriers right now. Ample's trying to kill him. He's trying to kill him right now. Storming the low ground. That's all he can do right now. He can use the carriers. He can use High Templar to storm the low ground. The Goliaths are getting up into the main base. Okay, this idiot is not getting up into the main base. Go, go, go. Get up inside the main base. A round of Zealots trying to deal with the stuff coming up. But the damage output by the tanks plus the Goliaths is so good against those Zealots. A couple more tanks showing up at the left side 4th base. And that one gets cleared out by the carriers. They're pretty happy about that. But now, look, Cybercore going down. Upgrades not happening. Probes on gas here getting sniped. Not that the assimilator has anything in it. It is depleted after all. But 8 DTs at a time. When in doubt, Desperation Dark Templar are on the menu. Is this going to be enough? DTs come out. There's the scan. He's like, I just hope Ample was an idiot and doesn't recognize their DTs. Okay, now the carriers can't micro them. Oh, he stopped. GG! Ba-bam! Look at that action. That's maybe our thumbnail. Right at the end of the game there. Yo! What a game. What a game from Ample. Bisu expanded 1,000 times, and it didn't even matter. That is... man. That was so good. That was a fantastic, fantastic showing there from Ample for your Monday Bisu versus Ample video. Wow. What a great game there from Ample. He checked to see when Bisu was going to go carriers and then said, huh, he's pretty vulnerable right now, isn't he? And then just went down, just took down Nexuses, went up the ramp, held off the High Templar and the Dark Templar, and Bisu knew if he lost this base, it was over. And you can't defend while you're doing carrier micro against Goliaths. They're good for offense and harassment and open stuff, but nope, not defending. It's just like Mutalisks, right? Mutalisks are good for harassment and picking stuff off, but once they have to defend a base, they are dead. So excellent, excellent stuff there from Ample. I'm so impressed. He saw his opportunity, he took it, and he won. This is how you win against carriers. Ample just showed you how to do it. Incredible stuff. All right, end of the day, 155,000 points, 164,000 points in favor of Bisu. He got outproduced, he got outkilled. Structures raised was a 38-4 situation in favor of Ample. The outspend by Bisu was 10,000. A little bit less in 21 minutes. That's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out, man. All right. Well, that was... woo! That was an absolutely fantastic showing there from Ample. Hope you enjoyed it. That's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.